Hey guys, doing both output flange differential seals on my E46. Wanted to shoot a quick video for a couple of reasons. One is the passenger side is pretty straightforward. You do have to disconnect the sway bar links on each side to drop it down. On the driver's side, by all accounts, you're supposed to remove the exhaust, but I figured out a way to just drop it down. Now, yeah, I am on a lift, but sure, that makes it easier, but you could definitely do this on ramps. So to do that, unbolt this. I've got some. Initially, I was going to pry it down, so you see some blocks of wood there, which you don't need. So right above the muffler, disconnect that bracket. Come around to the center section of the car. Disconnect. Now I don't know if this is the same. This is a convertible, so 4 bolts in the center there. Drops that center section down, and then I know this is unique to the convertible. I've got a cross brace that runs front to back, so I just had to disconnect that right here, and then it goes up into the body right there. So 2 bolts. I didn't bother with this end, there's enough flex. Then the exhaust just comes down and sits on top of it. So that gives you plenty of room to get the output flange out and swap the seal, which I'm going to do in a second. So the other thing I wanted to point out was, one was a tool to drive this in. I've got a seal driving kit, but I couldn't come up with the right size to do this. So I went to Home Depot and I found the perfect piece of PVC. It's a clean out end cap, and I think it's a 3-inch, not sure. Anyway, you'll see that at Home Depot. And if you look at the output flange seal here, it's perfect diameter, fits right around the hard metal part to drive it in, and you can start at the middle and then kind of work your way around the edges if you need to straighten it out. So that's a good tip. The other thing I found out, I've done a bunch of these, probably 25 of these over the years, and I've never had this happen. When I was driving it in on the passenger side, the spring popped out. So I had the seal almost all the way in, and there I am looking at the spring inside the differential. So I had to pry it back out. It bent a little bit, so I had to be a little bit of a blacksmith and kind of straighten it out to reuse it. Put the spring back on. And so what I did was I took some 1-minute epoxy, and if you look right where my thumb is, I put a tiny drop in 4 places around the circumference, just so as I'm driving it in, the force of the impact doesn't pop the spring back out. Happened to me twice, so I can't be the only guy that's happened to. So that's it. So hopefully that'll help you. Rear differential output seals on an E46. Any questions, let me know.